The Milwaukee Bucks re-signing Thanasis Antetokounmpo wasn't about basketball. It was an act of desperation, and new reports confirm it's already failed to stop Giannis from signaling his exit strategy. The common belief is that signing a superstar's brother is a simple, effective way to buy loyalty and keep them happy. It's the Udonis Haslem model. But the reality is, in 2025, that move is seen as a weak concession, not a genuine commitment to winning. And for a generational talent like Giannis, it's a sign that the franchise is out of real moves. The Thanasis signing was supposed to be the anchor, but according to an October 20th report from Shams Charania, Giannis's camp has already soft-launched the idea of a trade demand with one destination clearly in mind: the New York Knicks. So what exactly is the ticking clock that forced the Bucks' hand? How do we know this soft launch is real and not just media noise? And what was the Thanasis Ploy really supposed to accomplish? We pulled the CBA clauses, the contract data, and the reporter timestamps to show you why this is the beginning of the end. Why is this happening right now? It's not about Thanasis, it's about the CBA. People see Giannis is under contract and think the Bucks have all the power. They don't. The real leverage isn't the end of the contract, it's the extension. As of this offseason, Giannis Antetokounmpo is eligible for a 3-year, roughly $173 million extension. If he signs it, the Bucks lock him in through 2028 and the crisis is averted. But if he doesn't sign it before the season starts, the clock officially begins. This is the exact playbook Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal just used. By refusing the extension, Giannis effectively puts the franchise on notice for 1 full year. He's telling them, "You have this season to prove you can build another championship roster around me, or I will not re-sign." If he enters next summer, 2026, without an extension, he'll have only 1 year left on his deal. At that point, the Bucks lose all their leverage. They will be forced to trade him or risk losing him for nothing in 2027. This entire drama, the Thanasis signing, the media leaks, it's all posturing around this one extension deadline. The Bucks know that if Giannis walks into training camp without signing that paper, the trade rumors become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Every loss, every bad stretch will be viewed through the lens of, is this the night he decides to leave? That pressure fractures a locker room. Milwaukee is desperate to avoid that scenario, but Giannis is smart. He's using this extension eligibility as the ultimate leverage, forcing the front office to make moves. But the new CBA, specifically the second apron rules, makes that almost impossible. The Bucks are already deep in the tax. They can't easily add talent via sign-and trades or the mid-level exception. They are stuck. Giannis knows this, the Bucks know this, and it's why this entire season hinges on a signature that, according to new reports, isn't coming. So how do we know this isn't just media speculation? Because we have seen this script before. On October 20th, 2025, Shams Charania reported that rival executives are monitoring the Giannis situation and that his camp has soft-launched the idea that he would be open to a move to the New York Knicks. Let's be clear about what soft launch means. This is not an accident. It's a deliberate, calculated leak. It's the first step in the superstar trade demand playbook. Step 1, leak to a trusted national reporter that you're unsettled or evaluating your future. Step 2, provide a specific shortlist of preferred teams. This accomplishes 2 things. First, it alerts the preferred team, in this case the Knicks, to start preparing a trade package. Second, it tanks your trade value to all other 28 teams, giving your preferred team more leverage. Why would the Pistons or the Jazz give up a haul for Giannis if his agent is telling everyone he won't re-sign and wants to be in New York? The Knicks have been preparing for this exact moment for 5 years under Leon Rose. This is not a coincidence. The term soft launch is key. It gives Giannis plausible deniability. He can go to the media tomorrow and say, "I never asked for a trade. I am loyal to Milwaukee. I just want to win." And he wouldn't be lying. He hasn't demanded it yet. He's just soft-launched it. It's a warning shot fired through the media, and it's aimed directly at the Bucks front office, telling them the clock we just talked about is very, very real. The Knicks connection is obvious. His agency, CAA, has deep ties to the Knicks front office. He has repeatedly praised Madison Square Garden. This leak is the first domino, and it was pushed by Giannis' side, not the media's side. This brings us back to the Thanasis signing. If the Bucks knew Giannis was unsettled, why was this their big move? The expectation is that signing the brother makes the star happy. The reality is, it's a golden handcuff strategy, and it's the last resort of a team that has no real basketball moves left. The Bucks brought back Thanasis on July 25th on a veteran minimum contract. Let's look at the receipts. Last season, Thanasis Antetokounmpo appeared in 38 games, averaging 6.8 minutes. He averaged 1.4 points and 1.2 rebounds. This is not an NBA-caliber rotation player. This move was not made by the basketball operations department. It was made by the crisis management department. The Bucks' thinking was, we are capped. We can't trade for another star. We can't sign a major free agent. The only thing we can do is appeal to Giannis' family. It's a classic miscalculation. Superstars like Giannis don't want their family taken care of. They want a chance to win. They want a front office that is as obsessed with winning as they are. When Giannis looks at the Celtics trading for a star or the Nuggets adding key bench pieces, and his team's big response is to re-sign his brother, it's not seen as a favor, it's seen as an insult. It's a concession of defeat. It signals that the Bucks front office believes their only leverage over Giannis is emotional blackmail, not a shared commitment to a title. The fact that the soft launch trade rumors came after the Thanasis signing proves this point. The ploy didn't just fail, it likely backfired and accelerated his exit plan by showing him the Bucks were out of ideas. None of this should be a surprise. Giannis has been telling us this was coming. He's been managing his public relations perfectly, laying the groundwork for an exit without ever looking like the bad guy. Remember his famous press conference after the loss to the Heat on April 26, 2023? The media tried to call the season a failure, and he pushed back. He said, it's not a failure, it's steps to success. At the time, everyone saw it as a sign of maturity and loyalty, but in reality, it was a brilliant PR move. He was decoupling his personal success from the team's failure. He was establishing a narrative that he is always working, always improving, and that if the organization fails, it is not his failure. He's also been explicit about his loyalty. He said multiple times, I am loyal, but I am loyal to winning. He's not Kevin Durant creating burner accounts. He's not Kyrie Irving posting cryptic messages. He's telling you directly what he requires. He's on record saying he won't sign the extension this fall unless he's convinced everyone is on the same page about winning. He said it in his media day presser on October 2nd, 2025. He said, we have to be aligned, from the medical staff to the front office to the players. If we are not aligned, we cannot win. That is not a statement of commitment. That is a statement of conditions. He has given the Bucks a list of demands, and the primary demand is build a winner. The Thanasis signing was not on that list. So why New York? Why are they the team in the soft launch report? Because they are the only team that has been so blatantly and effectively preparing for this moment. For years, the Knicks were a punchline, but under Leon Rose, they have executed a flawless, long-term strategy to acquire the one thing you need to trade for a superstar: assets. Let's look at the books. The Knicks currently control their own first-round picks, plus protected picks from Dallas, Detroit, and Washington. They have a war chest of 7 first-rounders they can trade. They have young, ascending talent on good contracts like Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett. They have solid veterans like Julius Randle who can be used to match salary. They have built a 50-win team without mortgaging their future. They didn't cash in their chips for Donovan Mitchell. They didn't overpay for Zach LaVine. They waited. They have been patiently, quietly building the single most overwhelming trade package the league has ever seen since the Anthony Davis to LA deal. They can offer the Bucks a combination of young players and draft capital that no other team can match. This allows Milwaukee to save face, claiming they got an unprecedented haul in return, while pivoting to a full rebuild. The Knicks are the perfect trade partner. They have the assets, they have the CAA connection, and they are in the opposite conference. This soft launch was a signal flare, and the Knicks have their binoculars aimed right at it. Ultimately, Giannis's wandering eye isn't about New York's lights. It's about Milwaukee's dimming future. The Bucks' 2021 championship roster is getting old and it's getting expensive. Chris Middleton, while still effective, is on the wrong side of 30 and on a massive new contract. Brook Lopez is 37 years old. The trade for Damian Lillard was an all-in move, but it cost them their best perimeter defender in Drew Holiday and gutted their remaining draft picks. Now, under the new CBA, they are a second apron team. This is a crucial distinction. As a second apron team, the Bucks are severely restricted. They cannot aggregate salaries in a trade. They cannot take back more money than they send out. They cannot use a mid-level exception. They are, for all intents and purposes, hard-capped. Their path to improving the roster around Giannis and Lillard is almost non-existent. They are limited to signing players on veteran minimum deals. Giannis isn't stupid. He can read a cap sheet. He sees a team that has already played its best hand. The Thanasis signing confirmed this. It was a minimum deal because that's all they can offer. He's looking at a roster that is at best stagnant and at worst actively declining. He has to ask himself, can I win another championship with this roster, with these restrictions, for the next 5 years? The soft launch to New York suggests he has already answered that question, and the answer is no. So let's recap. The Bucks' decision to re-sign Thanasis wasn't a loyalty bonus. It was a failed, last-ditch ploy from a front office that is trapped by the CBA's new second apron rules. It failed because Giannis is focused on his contract extension deadline, not family favors. He's using his leverage to force the Bucks to do the impossible, improve a capped-out, aging roster. The soft launch of his trade demand to New York, as reported by Shams Charania, is the first calculated shot in this battle. It's not just media noise. It's step one of the superstar exit playbook, signaling to the asset-rich Knicks to prepare their offer. The expectation was that family ties would be enough. The reality is that Giannis's only loyalty is to winning, and he sees the Bucks' window closing. If you want to understand the full playbook superstars and their agents use to manipulate the media, force trades, and control their own destiny, you need to watch our next video from the Locker Room Confidential playlist. It's the essential next chapter.